To stop and the fighting to start. This should be good. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
Time for our tale of the tape. Katie Taylor. She's 5'5" tall with a reach of 66.1 inches. And across from her tonight, it's Claressa Shields. She's 173 centimeters tall with a reach of 173.
Nobody knows who's going to win. You can have an argument for the winner on both sides, but this is that fight. We'll be talking about this fight for years to come.
Katie Taylor, perhaps the greatest athlete Ireland has ever produced. Claressa Shields, one of the most avoided fighters in the game and one of the best to lace them up, fighting proudly out of Flint, Michigan, USA.
Oh, pure bad blood.
And now for the official introductions, we turn it over to the world-renowned Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Bray, Ireland. She became the 8th boxer in history to hold all 4 world titles, a 2-division world champion, and an undisputed women's lightweight champion of the world. Simply the best, Katie Taylor. Fighting out of the blue corner. And ladies and gentlemen, here is the 2-time gold medalist from Flint, Michigan, a 3-weight division world champion, and an undisputed women's 154-pound champion of the world, Claressa Shields.
You can tell both of these fighters are exuding confidence as they touch gloves, and here we go. We've waited a long time for this fight. It's here, and the fighters are good to go.
And what I say you must obey. Good luck.
Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go. I'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Punch landed. What a punch. We welcome you to this beautiful theater where every seat has been sold, but the fans will only need the edge. We expect a standing ovation when these two are done.
You're getting everything tonight. And you know what? When you're in a theatre, you know you've got to perform. There's no cutting corners. There's no making up excuses because you're going to be so transparent. All laid out there.
Some nice exchanges from both women in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moment. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. On to the second round. Taylor. That
this
last
fight
round
is not
was
going
a
to plan
debacle
for her. She's
Let's
got
see
to
if she
figure
can get
something
things
out.
right
Wonder
in
if her
here.
trainer is going to give her some advice.
Nice job landing with that right-hand counter. There's a right hand. They have no respect for each other's punching power. One of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked. Some Some nice exchanges from both women in this round. She just misses with that big right hand.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
These two fighters are made for one another. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. Well, let's see what the corner has to say. She needs some sort of inspiration, a different game plan, something. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? That last round was a debacle. Let's see if she can get things right in here. What a back out of the pocket here. Look how slow these punches are. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Halfway around, and not all separating these two. Let your hands go a little bit. So this round will go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Katie Taylor. Things simply aren't. On to the fourth we go. That last round was a debacle. Let's see if she can get things righted here. Heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters he needs to find.
You've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow. Some nice exchanges from both women in this round. Insane action! She misses with the jab. Insane action! You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Katie Taylor. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Time winding down as we get set for another round. go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot?
She's coming off a fantastic last round. Let's see what she's going to do here. This is certainly an aggressive fighter, but that doesn't always mean success. How many times have you seen a fighter chase a superior athlete around the ring and just get picked apart even though they were the one pushing the tempo?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down. Some nice exchanges from both women in this round.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
No power in those punches. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. And a round that seemed... Here we go in the 6th round. That last round was a debacle. Let's see if she can get things righted here. Fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a lick it because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Right punch. Can't find a home for that jab. Some nice exchanges from both women in this round. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
Power. That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer. You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Still swinging with nothing left. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. The greatest female perhaps of all time is in trouble of going down. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. It has not been going well for her, and you can see the corner is starting to get a little more animated. And there's the bell for round 7. Corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Just gets out of the way of that right uppercut. Got out of the way of that right hook. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
It's the one who draws first blood, Tom. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident. Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You just have to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagan and pickpocket him.
Through the left uppercut, but it misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who. And we enter the 8th round. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That hook just can't find the target. Tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Some nice exchanges from both women in this round. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out. What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
Dominance, without a doubt.
Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. She's coming off a fantastic last round. Let's see what she's going to do here. Good punch. Trying for a knockout. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Some nice exchanges from both women in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Perfect counter lands. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. Well, this is the time that the This is the 10th. That last round was a debacle. Let's see if she can get things righted here. Hook misses. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Some nice exchanges from both women in this round.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Right hand. Nice punch. Looks like this fight, you know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about
Katie Taylor. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
You can't leave it.
This is the 11th. We've entered the championship rounds. She's coming off a fantastic last round. Let's see what she's going to do here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
When you've got a fast fighter, they will cut you to ribbons, and they know it's a matter of time before either you get desperate or the referee jumps in and saves you. This is a natural gift.
That left counter was perfectly timed. Another scoring shot there. Here's a scoring blow. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
What can they change? They can change their attitude. They can change their nervous system for a certain amount of punches per round. Because otherwise, if they deviate...
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. And a round that seemed like we thought we would have made it to 12. That last round was a debacle. Let's see if she can get things righted here. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Not many of the people in the division hit like them. And that left hook doesn't find its target. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Some nice exchanges from both women in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. No surprise there, a unanimous decision.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.